this isn't really an ASMR video that I'm doing. It's more of just a reaction to something that I saw today. I was going through the news and I came across this story about this young girl in America who committed suicide and live streamed it, and it's really affected me. I see a lot of horror stories every single day watching the news, but none have kind of grabbed my attention, grabbed my heart like this one. And the more that I have read about it, read up about this girl and gone through her posts and stuff, the more sadder and tragic this whole thing becomes. Her name was Katelyn Nicole, and she was just 12 years old and lived in Georgia, in America. I've watched many of her videos just in the past few hours. I've not been able to stop thinking about it. Just from viewing her videos, you see what such a bright spark she was, and she had some really great talent, like just the way she spoke. She sounded incredibly intelligent, despite her surroundings and the incredibly messed up life that surrounded her. She still managed to put on a brave face, and it's just, so horrible what happened to her and what made her choose suicide. I mean, 12 years old. I don't think at 12 years old I had an idea of what suicide was. And in this day and age, for someone at that age to be able to not think about or understand the repercussions that their death will have on others, and just, what existence is, from what I personally believe, that there is only this life, and it's as disgusting as this world is, that's all we have. And there is beauty in this world. It's hard to find, but there is beauty in this world. It's taken me a long time to understand that and be comfortable with who I am, and not letting other people, still other people do affect me. And what really devastated me about this was there are plenty of people who deserve to die in this world that I believe. I really have a strong belief that some people are just parasites and they have no point in living other than to ruin the lives of others. But people like Katelyn, they don't deserve to have their life taken away from them. I know it was at her own hands, but something pushed her to take her own life, and I don't know if it was the influence of her on social media that pushed her over the edge to feel that I got the kind of sense that she saw a kind of romanticism in committing suicide, and just the absolute horror that I saw on some of the posts, like people telling her to actually go ahead and do it. That just made me absolutely sick. People like that deserve to die. There's no room in this existence for them. But you could see in Katelyn that she was just a pure soul. And just, I could kind of feel her pain. My situation growing up was nowhere near as bad as hers, but living in a kind of broken home and having to look after your younger siblings, and while your parent was inebriated most of the time and no help at all, and you were like stuck in the middle, being the only responsible person. And in my situation, I was in my teenage years, like from very young, 12 until 18, life was just hell. Having no dad to kind of step in and help or give a hand when things got out of control. It's just like you feel like you're in the middle and you have absolute no way out. I don't know why I didn't take my own life. I certainly felt like I wanted to at some stages. Like, the pain was just so much that I didn't even want to continue, and there was no way out. But that wasn't until I was like 17. That's when it really got to me. And I think it was a combination of medication. I don't know if Katelyn was on any medication, but someone at that age just shouldn't be. And that's the very real story about this whole thing, is depression. Antidepressants can lead you to commit suicide. And that's an issue that does not get wide attention. Suicide in general does not get the attention that it deserves. And, they have mental health week and all that bullshit, but in actual fact, it does fuck all for people who really need it. I don't know what the cure is. Life in general can be very miserable, and you can sometimes feel that there is no way out. But it's in the individual, I guess, for them to find an escape somehow from their nightmare. And from watching Katelyn's videos, I could see that her turning to social media and videos, that was her outlet. And when that is destroyed or manipulated like hers was, I think towards the end, certain people influenced her into doing stupid things and influencing her frail state of mind. I think that's what finally drove her to commit suicide. I just hope that her story gets out there. I know it's doing the rounds in the news and everything, but she was a really special person, and I certainly won't be forgetting her. Like, you hear many news articles and you read stuff and you forget about it in a few weeks, but something about Katelyn, her story, and just seeing her in the videos, it's like, it's different. It's just incredibly sad. This is the kind of thing that makes me depressed, is reading about stuff like this. Suicide is not the answer. And what really messes me up is that there was a future for her. I don't know what it was, but she had an energy to her that would have flourished, and I just know if she had the right household, she would have been a brilliant person. But it's just, her living conditions were atrocious. And you can blame the mother for that, and the kind of situation that you would see in her videos. This girl deserved so much better. And it makes me cry, really, it does. I will not forget this girl and her story. It has changed me, and I can't stand the people who go around, and there's so much support for her, but there are a few trolls that are going around making horrible comments. This shouldn't follow her into death. I know there's no stopping this, but there are just certain people out there who, it's kind of the same kind of ideology a serial killer has, or someone who murders. It starts very young in life, like killing insects for fun, hurting animals. It stems from that, and it just gets worse. And I have never been a bully. I have been bullied, but I just don't understand the mentality of a bully, what they get out of injuring some people who get bullied are usually the nicest people, and they're not doing anything wrong at all, and they get shat on for being genuine people. And I don't know what bullies get out of this. It's, people say that they're not loved. Well, of course they're not going to be fucking loved if they act like cunts all the time. I just don't get this world sometimes, and the people who live in it, they're missing some kind of part of their brain or genetic makeup that makes them, it's the exact thing that they say serial killers have. They have they're missing something. the missing a feeling. And in life, this is what pisses me off. That the nice people like Katelyn suffer. And she was surrounded by fuckheads. And I'll shed no tears for them. But Katelyn, you have definitely changed me. You've had an influence on me. And your death was not in vain. And it's going around changing a lot of people around the world. I'm just so sorry that you didn't get to enjoy life as it should be. But you'll live on in all of our hearts, the people who do care. I just had to make a video on this because it is really eating me up inside. And I'm so sorry that she had to go. I am so sorry, Katelyn. Rest in peace. I know you're going to be much happier wherever you are now, but your memory will not fade. You are a beautiful person, and I will never forget who you are. Thanks, guys.